Johnson back at it again, and today is my full review for the Blue Life One X. So before I give you my thoughts on the device, just in case you don't know about the specs, I'll go ahead and run the specs down for you. It's a 5.2 inch full HD display. It's rocking that Gorilla Glass 3. It's running full 5.1 Lollipop, and it's a unlocked dual SIMs device. It has 16 gigabytes of internal memory, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 1.3 gigahertz octa-core MediaTek 6753 processor with a Mali T720 GPU. Like I said, 13 megapixel main camera with flash and face detection autofocus, and then it has a 5 megapixel front camera with an LED flash. This does have 4G LTE with bands 2, 4, 7, 12, and 17. So it's compatible with AT&T, T-Mobile, Straight Talk, any of the GSM type of carriers. Screen, like I said, it's 1080p, a full HD with 420 ppi, and that's the main thing about this phone that I really love, is that it is a full HD screen, and the screen is actually gorgeous. You probably won't see it that well on camera, but believe me, if you use this device, you're gonna love the screen on this. Great screen. So we'll go into the settings. As you can see here, your notification shade. You pull it down to get all your different tabs, so your carrier, your Wi-Fi, hotspot, those things. Oops, I turned the brightness up. Turn that brightness back down so you can see. You have your settings, which may look familiar to you. It looks kind of like stock Android, except for you have your gestures. So you have your smart wake up, which most of these work. You can draw an M on a blank screen to turn the music on, C for camera, 0 for flashlight, and you have your double tap. For me, camera worked. Let me see, draw a C, and your camera pops up, and draw an M, and your music player will show up. The one that never worked for me, let's see if it works today though, it's if you draw an O, and that's supposed to give you a flashlight. So let's try it. It worked. It worked. It worked. It didn't work. It usually doesn't work for me. That's the only one that's been kind of wonky. It works and then it doesn't work. So yeah, so you have that, and then you have other gestures. Let me go back here. Your smart gestures. So you can double click to lock the screen, pocket mode, unlock using the power button, flip to silence the phone. I use that for like alarms, flip to snooze, and I think that's pretty much it. But pretty much everything else is pretty much kind of like stock Android. But it's basic settings. It's nothing out of the ordinary. With your camera, like I said, 13 megapixel main camera, and then you have your settings over here if you want to change anything. Why is that not working? Am I hitting it? What's going on? Yeah, that's you know what, this is actually, I'm glad this happened, because this is one of the things that's kind of wonky about this device. That's a negative. If you have too many apps open, let me see if this, I think that's the issue. When you have too many apps open, yeah, this over here, you can never use this corner. You can never use this for a back button or in an app, and mainly it's because I have all these apps open and I have an issue. So let's try it now. I'll open up Google Plus. You see before I couldn't hit it, and still can't. Yeah, for some reason it goes through this. I don't know what it is. I thought it was because of mainly too many apps are open, but it's just some bug that you have that issue. A lot of times I'll reboot the device and it goes away, but for some reason it's a little annoying. So that's one of my negatives I was going to get to later, but um, yeah. Anyway, as far as camera modes, you have your panorama, your nights, your professional, HDR, dual view, face, beauty face, sports. Um, with the camera, it works pretty good. When you have a stationary subject, pictures come out great. If you're like me and have kids or pets, slight movement, you're gonna get a blurry shot. So you gotta make sure everyone it is nice and still. But other than that, the camera's good. For the front camera, you have the same thing. You have your modes. Yeah, it's gonna work. Okay. Front camera, you have your stuff, your modes, beauty face, wide selfie. I've tried all these and they come out pretty good. I have a video, separate video of photos I've taken with it. Um, Performance has been good. And I was going to get to my negatives, and you've already seen one of my negatives that really annoys me. It's just, I thought it was usually when I had too many apps, but it's just something that happens. I have to usually reboot the device or clear out all my apps, and that little issue goes away. The other issue is the volume of the speaker. It it it's not great. Sometimes it's better than other times. I'll play one of my videos so you can hear how the speaker sounds. I don't have any music, but I'll just play a video and you can hear the volume, and it's all the way up. What's going on, y'all? It's Jay back at it again, and as you can see, it's not very loud at all. I was going to do a video just focusing on the apps for the Lumia 6. So that's an issue. If you want to play media content, a lot of times I have to have a Bluetooth speaker or a headset to listen to any YouTube videos or content. Music's okay sometimes, but in a loud environment, it's going to suck. Another issue I've had is when phone calls. Even though the phone calls have been crystal clear, I've not had any issues with my coverage or drop calls. The proximity sensor sometimes will pop up in the middle of, it goes wonky, and in the middle of a call, my screen will light up and I'll accidentally put people on a hold or hang up on people. I don't know if it's an issue with all devices or just mine in particular. I think it might just be mine because I've talked to other people. They didn't have the other issues I've had as far as with the issue with the apps. Yeah, it's still not working. Well, there it is. Yeah, they don't have this issue. So I think it's just the unit I have. If you have the unit, let me know. If maybe it's just me, and I need another unit. But yeah, that gets annoying every once in a while. It doesn't work. Everything else works. It's just that doesn't work sometimes. And it's not just that app. It's Facebook. I can pull up other apps too. And you've seen with the camera, when I wanted to look at the settings on the camera in the corner here. Yeah, it's not. Well, there it is. Now it's working, kind of. Yeah, that's been one of the main issues. Those are the three main issues I have with the device. Other than that, I mean, it's been running great. This battery life is excellent. I get about 4 hours of screen time usually with the battery. Not too many issues with it, man. So far, I can't really I don't really have complaints as far as gripes. I understand when you have a device that's $149 and when it released, it was $99 for a few days. You're going to have little things that are annoyances, as you can say, and hopefully it's just something that they can fix with a software update, or maybe it's just my device that's having the issue. I wouldn't not recommend this device because of those issues. Other than that, it's been great. I just make sure when I'm talking on the phone, I hit the power button to make sure the screen's off. I'll reboot my device, and usually the back button issue goes away. The speaker is the speaker. I just usually use headphones, like I said, or a Bluetooth speaker when I use it. But like I said, I'm not going to expect the world from a device that's $149. You just can't. But if you're with your basic texting, browsing the web, checking your apps, a decent camera, you know, this device, I recommend this, definitely recommend it. Um, so if you have any other questions, comments, hit me up down below. Please like and share this video. And until next time, peace.